So, who makes the better fish and chips? Is it Leeds or is it Manchester? Well, today I'm going to find out because I'm going to be trying some of the best rated chippies from both places to see who's best. So let's start off first with Leeds. One of the best rated fish and chip shops in Leeds is a place called Murgatroyds. It's usually at the top of most lists, so the perfect place to go to represent the city. It's situated in the Yeadon area of Leeds and is located in this huge imposing building. There's no missing this place when you pass by. There's a restaurant area on the right side of the building and a takeaway section on the left. Today I'm going to be eating in the restaurant section. So let's head in. The inside is a nice place to be. Really well decorated and feels open and spacious. It kinda has a diner feel to it, with the booths and the style of the tables and chairs. The menu is surprisingly large. I was expecting only fish and chips, but they do a lot more options, such as various starters, burgers, pizzas and desserts. I'm only here for the fish and chips though, which comes in at different sizes and is served with bread and butter, which you don't see that often. You also get a bottle of ketchup on each table along with the salt and vinegar. Right, so here is the meal I ordered, and what a feast it looks to be. There's quite a few things here, so let me take you through exactly what I got. I got the large haddock and chips, which is served with a wedge of lemon. It looks to be a good sized portion. The fish is a big one. You get a couple of slices of bread and you do get a choice of white or brown. I went with two different sides as well, a curry sauce and a mushy peas. I got a pot of tea, but I seem to have two teapots. Okay, so it looks like one is just hot water and the other is the tea. So I'm guessing it's there so you can make an extra few cups if you want. I got a couple of packs of tartar sauce on the side as well. Right, let's dig in. I'm going to start off with making a nice cup of tea first. It looks to be a strong one, so probably why they give you the extra pot. The first thing you have to do with any fish and chips meal is to add salt and vinegar, and I like a lot of it. You can never have too much for me. The chips is where I'm going to start off. I've got a nice big one, it's a great golden brown colour. The portion size is not too bad. I think it could be bigger, but then again you do get bread with the meal too, so I'm guessing it's about right. Let's give it a taste. Really nice. The outside has a slight crisp when you bite into it. You get a good fried flavour that mixes well with the salt and vinegar. The inside is soft and fluffy with a subtle potato flavour. It's a good chip. I think we need to try it out in the mushy peas though, as chips are great for dipping. The mushy peas is a natural looking colour and a really thick consistency, which is what I like. I usually like it thicker rather than thinner. This one looks perfect. Let's try it out. Really good. The thick consistency gives it a nice chew. You get the flavour of the pea and it's not too strong or too weak, so just right. Let's try out the curry sauce next. It has a good thick consistency again, and I prefer it thicker rather than thinner. The portion size is decent and the same as the mushy peas. Let's try it out. Nice. The curry flavour is subtle and it does have a bit of a kick to it, which hits you in the back of the throat after a second or two, but not too overpowering though. Let's move on to the fish. I went with the large size, although you can get a smaller one or even bigger one if you wanted, but I think the large would suit most people. The batter looks to be crispy and I can't wait to see what this is like. Let's dig in. You don't get a usual knife here, you get a fish knife. Let's cut it in half and see the fish in the middle. And look at that, it's a bright white colour, already beginning to flake away. I've cut off a good sized piece to try out with the crispy batter. It might seem on the thinner side, but then again, it's a wide piece. Let's go in for a bite of this. Delicious. The fish is so soft and succulent, really juicy, not dry at all. You get the flavour of the haddock, which is not overly fishy. The batter is definitely crispy and gives a nice crunch when you bite into it, especially the edges. It's a great piece of fish. I think we need to try out some combo bites. I've got a chip, the soft flaky haddock and the crispy batter. Let's try it. Fantastic. And how about trying it with the mushy peas as well? Delicious. And we've got to do it with the curry sauce too. How good does that look? Fish, chip and curry sauce. Amazing. Now you do get some tartar sauce included in the meal, so you might as well try that out too. It says it's got gherkins and capers. Let's get it out onto the plate. So I do normally say the fresh type is better than the sachet type, but let's see how this one tastes. It's really good. There is one more thing I need to do. Make a fish and chip butty with the bread that's included. You don't normally see this in many places, having sliced bread with your meal, so it's a nice little extra that they've added in, and one that I'm going to take full advantage of. I've got the fish in there and a couple of chips, plus I'm going to add in the mushy peas too. The top goes on and it's ready to eat. Amazing. I'm going to put a bit of the curry sauce on top too to add a bit of that flavour and kick. That's the way to do it. Having the bread is a great idea and it adds an extra element to the meal. In fact, if you don't get bread with your next fish and chips, it's definitely worth getting some. What a feast this meal is. I think it's more than enough for most people. In fact, maybe even too much, but delicious nevertheless. It's a lot of food, but I managed to finish it, barring a couple of chips and the odd slice of bread. What a great fish and chips that was. The fish was delicious, lovely and succulent and juicy. The batter was crispy. The chips, they were great as well. And the sauces, the mushy peas and curry sauce, great as well. I can't fault it, apart from the price. The total cost of that meal was £21.40, which is a lot of money. I think you do pay a premium though eating in the restaurant, as the same meal in the takeaway is about £7 cheaper. So that was a great fish and chips from Leeds. Let's move on to Manchester. So one of the best rated fish and chip shops in Manchester is a place called Tony's. It's described as a favourite for locals who travel from all over the city just to eat their fish and chips. So the perfect place to go to represent the city. It's located on Piercy Street. Let's head in and try it out. It's a relatively small dining area in comparison to Leeds, but feels open and spacious due to the large floor-to-ceiling windows down one side. On each table you have salt and vinegar, plus a few extras such as ketchup, tartar sauce and brown sauce. I don't think we'll be needing that one today though. I ordered the same meal as in Leeds with a tea, so let's get making that and have a quick drink first before the food arrives. And here it is, Tony's fish and chips. Let's have a closer look at what you get. you get a pretty big piece of fish which I can't wait to try, and that's served with a wedge of lemon on top, a decent portion of chips. Is it just me, or does it seem like you get more when you have it as takeaway at a chip shop? Who knows. I got a pot of mushy peas and a pot of curry sauce too. So there it is. Let's tuck in and see what this is like. The first thing we need to do though is put on the salt and vinegar, and again I like a lot on. I put on what seems like just enough and then add a little more. I'm going to start off here with the chips. They're a good golden colour, a decent size too, and I've got a really nice one here to try. Let's do it. Very tasty. The outside has a slight crisp to it. You get the oily fried flavour along with the salt and vinegar. The inside is soft and with a subtle potato taste. It's a very good chip. Let's try it out dipped in the mushy peas. The sides can sometimes make a difference when deciding where to go, so let's see what this mushy peas is like. Not bad. The texture is thick and not too smooth. You can see parts of pea still in there. I think the pea flavour could be stronger though, and that's what would elevate it to the next level. But as it is, it's not bad. Let's try out the curry sauce. Again, it's a good thick texture, just how I like it. It coats the chip well. Let's see how it tastes. Not bad again. I think it's pretty similar to the mushy peas in that it could do with a bit more curry flavour and more of a kick to it, as right now it's a subtle curry sauce. Let's move on to the tartar sauce. It says it's delicious on the packet, so let's find out if that's true or not. The chip is again my handy item to use for dipping, so let's dip in the chip, get a good coating on it and see how it tastes. Very nice. It has a strong sour tang that works well with the fried chip. I like it. Right, I think it's time to try out the fish. It's a good sized piece, the batter looks crispy and the golden brown colour is spot on. It's a smaller piece than the Leeds one, but then again it was a little cheaper, and I'll reveal the price at the end. For now, let's cut it in half and see the fish in the middle. I went for haddock, but you do also get a choice of cod if you prefer that. It's a nice white colour and already flaking away. I can't wait to try it. I've cut off a piece with the batter on. There's only one thing left to do, eat it. So let's do it. Delicious. The haddock is really soft and delicate. The flavour is subtle. The fish just melts in your mouth. The batter, it's crispy and quite light actually. It's not a heavy batter at all, so it helps make the meal feel a bit lighter. Let's combo some of these up. So this is the classic fish with batter and chips. Let's eat it. Very nice. And let's try out the tartar sauce, which should add a bit of creamy sour tang that cuts through the fried oiliness. Delicious. And we have to try it out with the mushy peas, as this is the classic trio. Here it goes. Very good. The curry sauce is next, which should add an extra delicate flavour into the mix. Very nice again. This is a great fish and chips, and a lighter version if you know what I mean. Sometimes fish and chips can be a heavy meal, but with this one, the fish and the chips were light and more delicate. So I finished this up in no time at all. I really enjoyed it. What a great fish and chips that was. The fish in particular was really nice. So the total cost of that meal was £13.25. So what was the difference between the two? Well, let's start with the obvious. Leeds was definitely more expensive, but then again, you got more food. The fish was bigger, you got a couple of slices of bread, and probably 2 or 3 cups of tea as well. So I suppose if you were to average it out, the cost would be pretty similar. Let's move on to taste and start with the sides. So Leeds definitely takes it with the sides. The mushy peas had more pea flavour, the curry sauce had more curry flavour and a bit more of a kick. With the chips, they were about the same, but the fish, they were different. The batter at Manchester was a little lighter and thinner. In Leeds, it was more thicker and crispier. So I guess that's down to personal taste, which one you prefer. So who makes the better fish and chips? Comment down below your winner. For me, Leeds takes it. On balance, the sides were a little bit tastier and the fish was a little more succulent and more juicy. So they take it for me. If you like the video and want to see more, click on the thumbs up icon below and click on subscribe to come along for the next food journey, and I'll see you in the next one.